Hello, YouTube family. I'm Patti Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. I go by the nickname of Ginger. It's not cute not knowing. Come on, let's get our hug in. How you guys doing? Was it a good weekend? I have discovered the air fryer. I know, what's taking me so long? A friend of mine, Sex Dr. Heather, who would be on here sometimes with me, she gave me one for a Mother's Day present, and I decided to use it. I made lemon pepper wings. I made the most awesome fried fish because I've been jonesing for fried fish, but I don't like it when people cook it in nasty grease. This way, there's no grease. The cleanup was a breeze, and I loved it. Sex Dr. Heather. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's start off. There was a lot of death this weekend. Phyllis George, the former Miss America, the former First Lady of Kentucky, and the trailblazing female sportscaster on the NFL Today. She passed away over the weekend at the age of 70 from a blood disorder. If you can remember those days with Jimmy the Greek and that NFL Today, to see a woman in that sports booth, she was groundbreaking indeed. We also lost comic actor Fred Willard. A lot of people know him from Best of Show, always known, charming, funny, Modern Family, Everybody Loves Raymond. That's when a lot of the younger people got a chance to see him. But he died over the weekend. And Lynn Shelton, she was a director. She did like 4 episodes of Little Fires Everywhere. She did Fresh Off the Boat. She did Mad Men. She was 54 years old and she passed from a blood disorder. This woman was just a breakout, a phenomenon, and she passed away over the weekend. JCPenney filing for bankruptcy. It's a major store here in the States, and it's filing for bankruptcy. Andre Leon Talley, The Chiffon Trenches. Now I know why so much information was coming out about this book, and there's an excerpt in People magazine. He was the highest ranking member in Vogue as an African American. No one had reached this. He was best friends with Vogue head editor Anna Wintour. Then their friendship went to the dogs because he said he was too fat, too old, not hip. She cast him aside. Andre Leon Talley has written a book about his amazing career at Vogue, how it started. He goes into his past, being sexually abused as a child, not by one person, but numerous people, men in the neighborhood, and it was just, it's sad, but there are many tales. This book is coming out tomorrow. Now, this book wasn't supposed to come out into the fall. I guess the Rona's pushing everything up, but Andre Leon Talley, he tells all. It's very revealing. There's an excerpt in the new People magazine, but The Chiffon Trenches, it's coming out tomorrow. Anybody see American Idol last night? I know people are like, we're tired of American Idol, it's over. But one highlight last night, Lionel Richie redid We Are the World. We Are the World is 35 years old. He had Fantasia, Ruben Studdard, Jordan Sparks, Catherine McVie, some of the winners from the past seasons, but they redid We Are the World, and it was really good. Last Dance documentary. Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls, so many things were cleared up. Everyone thought in that one game, he had the flu during a playoff game, and he was just sick, and he just kept playing. It was food poisoning from pizza. It's an excellent it's the best documentary I've ever seen. It's going to be switching to Netflix, and it's a 10-part docuseries. Do yourself a favor, it's going to be good. Now, ESPN is gearing up for another season of 30 for 30, and this Sunday, it's Lance Armstrong. This man really put the biking world on the map, and then it found out not only he was doping, but the members of the team were doping, and I'm just wondering, because he lied for a long time, how honest is Lance Armstrong going to be? He lost everything, all those medals and all of that. They will get you with that doping. Remember the Olympics with Marion Jones, the runner? I can't even imagine going through that. But if you lie and you're doping, then you're not the athlete that people think that you are. But this here with Lance Armstrong, it's going to air on Sunday, and I'm wondering how transparent he's going to be. Philadelphia's own Patti LaBelle, she turns 76 on Sunday. I've got some special things planned for her with our programming as we celebrate her. She's going to be headlining a COVID-19 effort right here in Philadelphia with DJ Jazzy Jeff, Questlove, and Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates. Can marijuana prevent the coronavirus? So this new study comes out. You know they don't want you smoking because of the whole lung thing. They're saying that a gel cap, a mouthwash, apparently it gets in your mouth and it prevents it. I don't know. This is just some study that I've read. Fans of The Umbrella Academy. It's returning to Netflix for a second season on July 31st. Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson may be going at it again. Evander Holyfield, 57. Mike Tyson, 53. Tyson has been seen working out, and he looks, woo. Holyfield won the first two fights, but Tyson bit his ear off in one of them. I'm hearing that's a charity event, that they would do it for charity. But would you be interested in seeing a fight between Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson at their age? I'm sure there will be no biting. Usher made a firestorm over the weekend. I'm sure the Nicki Minaj fans are going to come after me. He said that if it wasn't for Lil Kim, there would be no Nicki Minaj. And I agreed with him. 1994, all us hardcore fans out there, Lil Kim was wearing the wigs and being provocative and all of that stuff. She paved the way for a Nicki to come through the door, because female rappers do not get the respect they deserve. But you cannot think of where you are until you remember those who opened the door for you. They tore Usher up, and then some people was like, "Who's Lil Kim?" I was like, tell the babies to get off social media. If you don't know who Lil Kim is, then you should Google her. Google her. You know that's that term. Google me. Google her. There would not be a Lil Kim if it was not for a Nicki Minaj, if it had not been for the likes of a Lil Kim who opened the door so that a Nicki could come through and just be the dominant force that she is. Spike Lee is returning to Netflix. The Five Bloods. This is how you pronounce it. The Five Bloods. It's going to start streaming June 12th on Netflix. Maybe we'll see why Chadwick Boseman was so thin. He also starts with Delroy Lindo. It's about 4 Vietnam veterans who return to Vietnam looking for buried treasure. June 12th, it starts streaming on Netflix. Not a good weekend for baseball star Carl Crawford. A lot of people know him because he had a baby by one of those reality show women, Evelyn Lozado. He has a record label. He had a great career and he made a lot of money, but he retired about a few years ago. He has a record label. His record label launched Megan Thee Stallion. Very tragic incident over the weekend. He was having a party, and a 5-year-old boy and the woman who was in charge of him, they both drowned in his home pool. Apparently the little boy had wandered off, got into the water. The woman saw him in there. She went in. She couldn't swim, so she drowned as well. No one has been charged as of yet, if any, like negligence, but he had this party at his home and the two died. Funeral services for Little Richard are taking place on Wednesday. The public is not allowed. It's happening at Oakwood University, which is a historically black college in Huntsville, Alabama. Little Richard died at the age of 87 from bone cancer. And it was really amazing because a lot of people don't talk about his later years. I saw him on a religious program. I had no idea that he was more of a darker complexion because he always wore makeup that was so damn light. So I'm sitting there like, That's Little Richard. He turned his life over to Christ. He totally changed. I mean, the Little Richard, flamboyant, the hair, the eyeliner, the makeup, it was gone. It was gone. And he talked about dedicating his life to Christ. I hope that when they talk about his life, that they talk about this era with Little Richard. But I thought it was fascinating watching him, and he looked totally different from the images that we've all seen. Scream is coming back. The first one was 1996. There's been 4 very successful chain. David Arquette is coming back as Sheriff Dewey Riley. Could we do a Scream without Sheriff Dewey? But Scream is coming back, and they're going to try to get all the other, cast members. Now, what's going to be funny, David Arquette was married to the girl from Friends. Will they still do things together? Will she come back, to Scream? But Scream is coming back, everybody, and those details were announced today. Have a great afternoon, and thanks so much. Leave a comment. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. That's what makes life interesting. It's not cute not knowing. Come on. Have a good one. Check out that weekend edition. Kyrie Terrell, he puts it together for me, and we have like a lot of tidbits and things that you want to know, especially if you love entertainment. Have a great one, everybody, and thanks so much for checking in.